There is a moment that happens to a lot of people. You are standing in your kitchen, staring into the fridge, and you genuinely do not know what to eat. You have tried cutting carbs, you have tried eating less, you have maybe even tried skipping meals, and yet the fat, especially around your belly, just will not budge. What if the problem was never about eating less? What if the real issue is that you have been eating the wrong things, and your body has been quietly begging you for specific foods that actually tell your fat cells to let go? Today, I am going to share 7 foods with you that are not just healthy in a general sense, but are scientifically shown to trigger your body's own fat-burning mechanisms. And the most surprising part? You can find every single one of them at any grocery store, probably for less than you spend on coffee each week. Before we get into it, welcome to the Vitality Code, where we break down real science into information you can actually use in your everyday life. If you are the kind of person who wants to understand your body better and make changes that actually stick, hit that like button and subscribe right now. We release new videos every week, and every single one is built to give you something real to take away. So let us start with something that might genuinely surprise you. Your body is not a simple machine where calories go in and fat comes out based on math alone. Your body is a living, breathing system driven by hormones, enzymes, gut bacteria, and chemical signals that are constantly reading what you put into it. When you eat certain foods, you are not just fueling yourself. You are sending instructions. You are telling your metabolism to speed up or slow down. You are telling your fat cells to hold on or release. And most people have no idea that food works this way. Once you understand it, everything changes. The first food on this list is one that people have been afraid of for decades: eggs. Specifically, the whole egg, yolk included. For years, we were told that dietary fat and cholesterol from eggs would clog our arteries and make us gain weight. But the research that has come out over the last 2 decades tells a very different story. Eggs are one of the most complete sources of protein on the planet, and protein is the single most important macronutrient when it comes to fat loss, not because of some special trick, but because your body burns significantly more calories digesting protein than it does digesting carbs or fat. This is called the thermic effect of food. Studies have shown that people who eat eggs for breakfast consume fewer calories throughout the entire day compared to people who eat a carb-heavy breakfast with the same calorie count. The protein and fat in eggs stabilize blood sugar, which keeps hunger hormones quiet for hours. One large egg contains 6 grams of high-quality protein, healthy fats, vitamin D, and choline, which supports liver function and fat metabolism. The yolk is where most of the nutrition lives. Do not throw it away. Now, here is where things get interesting. The second food works differently than almost anything else you can eat, and most people walk right past it in the produce section without a second thought. Green tea is not just a drink. It is a delivery system for a compound called EGCG, which stands for epigallocatechin gallate. That is a long name for something that does something very simple and very powerful. It increases the activity of hormones that signal your fat cells to break down stored fat and release it into your bloodstream to be used as energy. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consumed green tea extract burned significantly more fat during exercise than those who did not. But here is what most people miss. The fat-burning effect of green tea is not limited to exercise. The catechins in green tea, combined with its natural caffeine content, create a mild but sustained boost in your metabolic rate throughout the day. 2 to 3 cups of actual brewed green tea is enough to experience this effect. Not green tea flavored candy, real brewed tea. But what about hunger? Because no fat-burning food matters if you are constantly fighting cravings and losing. This is where the third food becomes essential: avocados. And before you say you already know about avocados, stay with me for a second, because there is something specific about how avocados fight fat that most people have never heard. Avocados are rich in a type of fat called oleic acid, which is the same primary fat found in olive oil. When you consume oleic acid, it triggers a specific reaction in your small intestine that produces a compound called oleolethanolamide. This compound travels to your brain and activates receptors that suppress appetite and promote the feeling of fullness. In simple terms, eating avocado literally tells your brain to stop sending hunger signals. One study found that people who added half an avocado to their lunch reported a 33% reduction in desire to eat over the following 5 hours. That is not a small effect. That is your biology working in your favor instead of against you. Now I want to talk about something that people rarely connect to fat loss at all: your gut. Inside your digestive system right now, there are trillions of bacteria that are doing far more than just helping you digest food. These bacteria produce compounds that influence your metabolism, your inflammation levels, and even how your body stores fat. Research published in the journal Nature found that overweight individuals tend to have significantly different gut bacteria profiles compared to lean individuals. And one of the most powerful ways to shift that bacterial balance in your favor is through the fourth food on this list: Greek yogurt. Specifically, the plain, full-fat variety with live active cultures. Greek yogurt delivers both protein and probiotics in one package. The protein keeps hunger at bay and supports muscle tissue, which burns more calories than fat, even at rest. The probiotics help restore the kind of gut bacteria that are associated with leaner body composition and more efficient metabolism. People who eat Greek yogurt regularly as part of a balanced diet tend to have lower body fat percentages, better blood sugar regulation, and less visceral belly fat over time. The key is choosing plain varieties, because flavored versions are often loaded with sugar, which undoes the benefits entirely. The fifth food is one that has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, and modern science is finally catching up with what ancient cultures already knew: ginger. When you consume ginger, it activates something called thermogenic receptors in your body. Thermogenesis is the process by which your body generates heat, and that heat production requires energy, which means calories are being burned. A study published in the journal Metabolism found that men who consumed a hot ginger beverage in the morning burned more calories over the following several hours compared to those who did not. But the fat-burning effect of ginger goes beyond thermogenesis. Ginger also has powerful anti-inflammatory properties, and this matters enormously for fat loss because chronic inflammation is directly linked to insulin resistance, which is one of the primary drivers of stubborn belly fat. When your body is inflamed, it becomes harder to release stored fat and easier to accumulate more of it. Ginger helps quiet that inflammation, making your body's fat-burning systems more responsive. Fresh ginger in hot water in the morning, or grated into your meals throughout the day, is all it takes. Here is something that might go against everything you have been told. The sixth food on this list is nuts, specifically almonds and walnuts. For a long time, people avoided nuts because of their high calorie density, but the research tells a completely different story. Multiple large-scale studies have found that people who eat a small handful of nuts daily tend to weigh less, not more, than people who avoid them. The reason is fascinating. First, nuts are rich in protein and fiber, both of which slow digestion and keep you full for longer. Second, a portion of the fat in nuts is actually not fully absorbed by your digestive system. Research suggests that the cellular structure of nuts makes some of their calories pass through your body without being used. Third, walnuts in particular are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and support the kind of hormonal balance that makes fat loss easier. A small handful, about 1 ounce, is the sweet spot, where the benefits are real and the calorie count stays manageable. And now, the seventh food. This one is humble. It is not glamorous. It does not have a trendy reputation, but the science behind it is undeniable. Oats, specifically old-fashioned rolled oats, not the instant variety. Oats contain a specific type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan that does something remarkable inside your body. When beta-glucan reaches your gut, it forms a thick gel-like substance that slows the movement of food through your digestive system. This slowing effect does two things that directly support fat loss. First, it dramatically reduces the spike in blood sugar that normally follows a carbohydrate-containing meal. Stable blood sugar means lower insulin levels, and lower insulin levels mean your body spends more time in fat-burning mode and less time in fat-storing mode. Second, beta-glucan feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, which we already established have a significant influence on your metabolic health and body composition. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that people who ate oats for breakfast felt significantly fuller and consumed fewer calories at their next meal compared to people who ate other common breakfast foods. Here is what I want you to take away from all of this. Fat loss is not about suffering. It is not about eating as little as possible and fighting your own biology every step of the way. It is about understanding how your body actually works and giving it what it needs to function the way it was designed to. Every one of these 7 foods works with your body's natural systems. They reduce hunger hormones. They speed up metabolism. They support gut health. They lower inflammation. They stabilize blood sugar. And they do all of this not through gimmicks or shortcuts, but through real biological mechanisms that have been studied and confirmed by researchers around the world. If this video gave you something useful, something you are going to think about the next time you are standing in that grocery store aisle, do me a favor and share it with someone who needs to hear it. A friend, a family member, someone who has been struggling and just needs a new way of looking at things. And drop a comment below. Tell me which of these 7 foods surprised you the most, or tell me which one you are going to start adding to your diet first. I genuinely read every comment, and your answers help me understand what to cover next. Your body is smarter than you think. It is always trying to find balance. It is always looking for the right signals. These 7 foods are some of those signals. Start sending them and watch what happens.